What if we told you there's an engine so bad that spark plugs literally explode through hoods while driving? Or that Hyundai and Kia's notorious Theta engines contained manufacturing debris that slowly strangled 500,000 cars to death? These are 15 worst engines that financially destroyed millions of families worldwide. Kicking off our countdown at number 15 is General Motors' 3.6-liter VVT V6. A perfect example of how to ruin a decent engine design. The original GM 3.6 V6 was actually solid. Keep the oil topped up, torque down the upper intake bolts occasionally, and it would run forever like a mechanical cockroach. But then GM decided to improve it with variable valve timing. Found in vehicles like the Chevrolet Traverse and Cadillac CTS, this newer version became a timing chain's worst nightmare. These chains don't just wear out, they stretch, elongate, and eventually snap like a rubber band under too much tension. The timing chains usually don't even get the chance to fail because the water pump kills the engine first. When that water pump goes, you're looking at catastrophic overheating that turns those aluminum heads into expensive scrap metal. Number 14 goes to Ford's Cologne V6, the engine that powered the Ford Explorer during its heyday. This engine had one very specific and very expensive hobby. It was absolutely obsessed with eating its own timing chains. The Ford Explorer was dominating the SUV market. Families everywhere trusted it. But under that hood lurked a mechanical monster that treated timing chains like expensive snacks. The timing chain failures were so common that mechanics could diagnose the problem just by hearing the engine run. What makes this tragic is that the Explorer was already a rolling disaster. Dangerous tires, deadly suspension, and then this timing chain devouring V6 was the cherry on top. It's amazing that the Explorer nameplate survived this era of automotive terrorism. At number 13, we have Mazda's Renesis rotary engine from the RX8. Here's an automotive riddle. What has apex seals that fail constantly, sounds like angry bees, makes less power than a Honda Civic Si, and burns more fuel than a freight locomotive? The Renesis rotary. The turbocharged 13B in the RX-7 wasn't exactly reliable, but at least it was fast enough to make you forget about constant repairs. With a big turbo, that engine could move. But somehow, the naturally aspirated Renesis follow-up managed to both be slow and unreliable. The worst of both worlds. The Renesis was never able to generate enough power to justify its complete lack of reliability and fuel efficiency. Rotary engines have their charm, but if you enjoy driving your car more than rebuilding it, this engine will test your patience and wallet in unimaginable ways. Number 12 features General Motors Ecotec 1.4-liter turbo, found in the Chevrolet Cruze and Sonic. On paper, this sounds great. A small, efficient turbocharged engine. In reality, it's an engineering disaster wrapped in false promises. The problem lies in the turbo system. The oil feed and return lines have a nasty habit of coking up like a chimney that hasn't been cleaned in decades. When these lines get clogged, the turbo gets starved of oil, and metal parts, spinning at incredible speeds without lubrication, turn into very expensive confetti. Here's the part that will make you question everything. It's actually cheaper to replace the entire engine than to fix the turbo system. GM engineered an engine where total replacement is more cost-effective than repair. That's not engineering. That's automotive planned obsolescence. At number 11, we have Jaguar Land Rover's 5.0-liter V8. A perfect example of British engineering's ability to make beautiful, powerful engines that self-destruct with impressive regularity. Found in Jaguars, Land Rovers, and Range Rovers, this engine treats water pumps like disposable contact lenses. If your JLR 5.0-liter V8's water pump manages to survive 20,000 miles, you should throw a celebration party because you've witnessed a genuine miracle. Most give up well before that milestone, leaving you with a repair bill that could fund a small vacation. The electrical system seems programmed by someone who actively hates car owners. The electrical gremlins are so predictable, they're practically scheduled maintenance items. It's like the entire system is designed to self-destruct after exactly 100 hours of operation. Number 10 brings us Subaru's FB series engines, proving some companies have an incredible talent for learning nothing from their mistakes. Remember those problematic EJ engines with notorious head gasket issues? Subaru's brilliant solution was to replace them with engines that have the exact same problem. Found in the Forester, Legacy, Outback, and Crosstrek, these FB engines are like a bad movie sequel. They took everything wrong with the original and somehow made it worse while removing all the good parts. It's automotive deja vu in the worst possible way. The FB series proves that Subaru's approach to problem solving is like trying to fix a leaky roof by building an identical roof right next to it. At number 9, we have the engine that launched 1,000 memes, Subaru's infamous EJ series. These flat 2.0-liter and 2.5-liter engines sparked one of car culture's longest-running jokes. Is that a Subaru driver vaping, or did their engine just eat another head gasket? The EJ's fatal flaw? A chronic inability to keep oil and coolant where they belong. An elementary engineering task Subaru somehow missed. In 2002, Subaru even admitted the defect, earning points for honesty but leaving everyone asking, if you know the issue, why not fix it? Instead of a permanent solution, Subaru retired the EJ and rolled out the FB series, carrying the very same weaknesses. The EJ series didn't just power cars, it created an entire generation of Subaru owners turned reluctant DIY mechanics. If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Number 8 features one of General Motors' most embarrassing engineering disasters, the Oldsmobile Diesel 350. This represents what happens when corporate executives make engineering decisions without consulting actual engineers. Someone in GM's boardroom thought, hey, diesel is efficient and our 350 small block is reliable, so let's combine them. What they forgot, a pretty important detail, is that diesel engines require much higher compression ratios and significantly stronger internal construction than gasoline engines. The result was an engine that was slow, heavy, and structurally inadequate. Block damage became so common that finding an original, unmodified Oldsmobile Diesel became rarer than spotting a unicorn. Most owners eventually gave up and converted their diesels back to gasoline just to have a functional vehicle. At number 7, we've got Chrysler's notorious 2.7-liter V6, better known by its savage nickname, the Sludge Factory. And trust us, it earned every bit of that title. This engine was so infamous for catastrophic failures that it sparked one of the largest automotive recalls in U.S. history. The root cause? Shockingly simple. The water pump, driven internally off the timing chain, relied on a flimsy paper gasket to keep coolant where it belonged. When that failed, coolant dumped straight into the oil pan. Coolant and oil don't mix. They create sludge that neither cools nor lubricates, just destroys everything. Found in Dodge Chargers and Chrysler Sebrings, it was underpowered to begin with, then self-destructed. Chrysler made it worse by outsourcing warranty claims to a third party that rarely approved them, leaving thousands of owners stranded. Number 6 takes us to Volkswagen's 2.0-liter TSI, found in countless VW and Audi models from 2006 through 2014. This engine is like that irresistible but toxic relationship. Thrilling when it works, but guaranteed to break your heart and drain your wallet. On paper, it looks solid, but here's the catch. Nothing can ever go wrong, yet everything will. Direct fuel injectors fail spectacularly. Water pumps collapse without warning, and timing chain tensioners simply give up. Ignition coils burn out, turbochargers explode like grenades, and high-pressure fuel pumps quit entirely. Camshafts wear into useless shapes, piston rings fail enthusiastically, and the PCV valve clogs like a neglected drain. Fix one issue, and 3 more pop up, turning ownership into the world's most expensive game of whack-a-mole. The 2.0-liter TSI is truly the Felicity Ace of engines. A doomed vessel that, like the cargo ship sinking with 4,000 Volkswagens, will sink your finances with brutal German efficiency. At number 5, we find General Motors' notorious Northstar V8, the centerpiece of many Cadillacs in the 1990s and early 2000s. GM intended this engine to showcase cutting-edge V8 technology, overhead cams, advanced engineering, and European-style refinement. Instead, the Northstar became a masterclass in needless complexity. Even routine maintenance turned into an ordeal. Replacing the starter meant digging under the intake manifold, as if you were on a mechanical treasure hunt. But the Northstar's true claim to infamy was its head bolts. Over time, these bolts would literally rip themselves out of the aluminum block, instantly ruining the engine. When your head bolts try to escape, you've reached a unique level of engineering failure. GM's response? Rather than acknowledge the design flaw, they often blamed owners for poor maintenance. By the mid-2000s, the Northstar was quietly discontinued, leaving behind a legacy of frustration and some of the most spectacular self-destructive head bolt failures in automotive history. At number 4 sits Ford's infamous 6.4-liter Powerstroke diesel, an engine so bad that diesel shops openly call it a throwaway engine. Meant to succeed the already troubled 6.0-liter Powerstroke, this Navistar-built disaster somehow managed to be even worse. Rushed into Ford's Super Duty lineup, it introduced a laundry list of fresh problems. The diesel particulate filter and regeneration system routinely overheated cylinders 7 and 8, often melting or cracking pistons. The exhaust gas recirculation system clogged and failed with alarming regularity. Even worse, many blocks contained leftover casting sand in the coolant passages, clogging filters and driving oil temperature sky high. Head bolts still couldn't handle extra power, while the high-pressure fuel pump and injectors added their own headaches. The failure list seemed endless, and the 6.4 liters reputation ultimately ended Ford's partnership with Navistar. Though it could make impressive power when tuned, beyond that brief party trick, it remained one of the most expensive, unreliable diesels Ford ever sold. Taking the bronze medal for automotive disasters are Hyundai and Kia's infamous Theta 2.0-liter and 2.4-liter engines, which managed a truly dubious achievement, making catastrophic engine failure so common it feels like a scheduled maintenance item. Try this quick experiment. Google Hyundai Kia engine problems. The results won't ask if your engine will fail, only how to tell when it's failing. That subtle warning says everything about the reputation of these motors. The root cause is shockingly simple. During manufacturing of the crankshaft, tiny metal shavings from the machining process sometimes remain inside the oil passages. If those bits aren't completely cleared out, they restrict oil flow to the connecting rod bearings and eventually destroy the engine. A fact confirmed in Hyundai's own recall report. Because the Theta engine was installed across a wide range of Hyundai and Kia models, roughly 500,000 cars and owners have been affected. More frequent oil changes can slightly reduce the risk, but there's no guarantee this engine will survive. Our runner-up for disastrous engines is BMW's N63 twin-turbo V8. German over-engineering at its most destructive. On paper, it's a dream. 8 cylinders, twin turbos in perfect harmony, and an exhaust note that can bring enthusiasts to tears. In practice, it's a financial nightmare. BMW mounted the turbos in the valley between the cylinder banks, turning the entire engine bay into a mechanical oven. Those turbos don't just run hot, they bake every surrounding part until it fails. Problems snowball quickly. The valve train is weaker than wet tissue. The PCV system guzzles oil at alarming rates, and coolant and oil leaks appear everywhere like the engine is marking its territory. Run low on oil, which happens with the reliability of Sunrise, and it doesn't merely quit. It often detonates, leaving behind repair bills that could fund a small space program. Making matters worse, BMW's long 10,000 to 15,000 mile oil change intervals and need for specialized overpriced tools almost guarantee catastrophic failure. Taking the top spot is Ford's infamous 5.4-liter Triton V8, better known as the 3-valve disaster. This engine didn't just earn a bad reputation, it became legendary for turning everyday driving into an expensive nightmare. Its most notorious flaw? Spark plugs that didn't simply wear out. They launched themselves out of the cylinder heads like miniature artillery shells. Pre-2013 Tritons often had plugs explode through hoods, scattering debris across highways. Ford's attempted fix only worsened matters, with replacement threads fusing to the aluminum heads and plugs breaking off during routine maintenance. But the carnage didn't stop there. Timing chains stretched like rubber bands, throwing engine timing into chaos, while exhaust manifolds cracked, variable valve timing actuators clogged, and sludge ruined oiling systems. Every part seemed designed to fail. Millions of contractors, farmers, and families trusted America's best-selling truck, only to face endless repair bills, tow trucks, and missed workdays. The 5.4-liter Triton wasn't just unreliable, it's a rolling monument to corporate failure, stranding more drivers than nearly any modern engine in history. From German engineering nightmares to American diesel disasters, these engines have cost owners billions in repairs and endless frustration. Have you ever owned one of these engines? Share your experience in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button and subscribe for more auto content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.